Happy Saturday afternoon. And finally, I'm getting around to the Morbid Files episode 2, in which I'm going to talk about Sloss Furnace, which is located in Birmingham, Alabama, where I was born. By the time I was born, it was no longer operating as a furnace. It got turned into a museum and an event hall. And you might be able to hear that I'm listening to the Cult. I actually saw the Cult there. The Cult being this band I've seen most number of times, which is 3. So, a little bit about the history of Sloss Furnace before I get to what's morbid and creepy about it. Well, the story in itself is kind of morbid and creepy. So, it was decided close to 1900 that there needed to be a railroad track layout in Birmingham. And so then one of the founders of Birmingham decided to build this furnace, and his name was James Sloss. And so they could start making the steel to make the railroad. And he was given the land. I'm just reading this history thing. I haven't memorized this. He was given the land. He built the one furnace. And during the first year, the furnace has produced 24,000 tons of high-quality iron. And in 1886, Sloss was sold to new investors. That's where the shit started to go. And in 1927, a second furnace was built, and 48 tiny houses were built near the furnace to house the employees, which were mainly black employees. Apparently, according to this, they were former slaves that needed a job. And you'd have to be really desperate to want a job like this. So in the 50s and 60s is when there started being a bunch of pushback against the furnace because of new concerns about environment and public health. And then the furnaces caused a lot of pollution. So in 1971, Sloss Furnace was closed for good as far as an operating plant. Here's the story about it. Now, can you imagine working in hell? Working in Sloss Furnace was like hell on earth, apparently. In the summer, the temperature in the furnace would rise up to $120 or 120 degrees Fahrenheit is what the people working there had to endure. Visibility was poor, and there was this taskmaster, overlord, overseer that made the people work 12 hours a day. And it was just very extremely dangerous, especially this night shift chief called James Scum Wormwood. And he was really a horrible person. 47 men lost their lives under Wormwood's control, and many got injured so bad they couldn't go back to work. 6 men lost their eyesight during some kind of explosion. And of course the records keeping wasn't that great there. But then Mr. Wormwood in apparently 1906 fell into a full bath of melted iron. And some claimed he was pushed, and some claims he was pushed but not by a person, just by a thing they couldn't see pushing him. And so there were so many accidents over the years. There were things like boiling steam, like to boil to death, carbon monoxide. Somebody got caught in a rotating gear when he was trying to eat his lunch and basically got crushed to death in the gear. So there are people that claim that Wormwood's ghost still haunts this area, and they claim that they'll go there just to go to the museum and kind of wander off the beaten path, and then they'll hear this whisper of, "Go back to work." Now, I'm not a person that believes in anything supernatural, even though I write about supernatural things in my book all the time. I don't believe in and I don't even believe in I'm an atheist. I don't even believe in heaven and hell. I don't believe in werewolves. I don't believe that extraterrestrials can come to the planet. I don't believe in witchcraft. I don't believe in demonic possession. I don't believe in ghosts, and I don't believe in haunted places. But let me tell you something about Sloss Furnace. When you're even driving into that area, it's creepy as hell. It just looks like something out of a horror movie almost. So I remember I had gone to some event with my parents, and I think it was some kind of blues music thing, and I got bored of it because I'm not really fond of blues music. And I went wandering off the beaten path, and all of a sudden it was cold, and I just felt my skin prickling really bad with goose flesh. And when I say I stopped hearing the music, it's not that I physically stopped hearing the music, is I can no longer listen to it because there's some other sound that I can't describe distracting me from hearing the music. So if anything haunted, it's that place. But I'm really stoked to go see it again. I think the only time James and I went there, we went to a haunted house, which was just campy enough that I pretended to be scared. It's like, this haunted house is less scary than this wandering off the beaten path. If you really want to be scared, you're going to do that. Oh, so tomorrow I'm probably going to do a video about the newest chapter I wrote for Thrice, which involves Graham's proposal to Harlow, and then also where Harlow is closing out her house in Parkland so she can permanently move to Scotland, which obviously happens before the proposal, and she finally gets an apology from one of the people that ended up trash talking her after Trevor's death. Well, I hope everybody has a good day.